Hey everyone, welcome back to Everyday English Lab, the podcast where we don't just study English, we live it. I'm your host, Michael, and today I want to take you on a journey inside your mind. A journey that can completely transform the way you learn, speak, and think in English. Before we dive in, if you're passionate about improving your English in a natural, practical, and confident way, make sure you follow and subscribe to Everyday English Lab. Every episode here is designed to help you not just learn English, but to live and breathe it every single day. All right, let's begin. Have you ever wondered why it feels so hard to think in English, even after spending years learning grammar rules and memorizing new words? You might be able to read English well. You might understand movies, podcasts, even conversations with friends. But when it comes to expressing your own thoughts, it suddenly feels like your mind freezes, like there's a wall between you and your words. That wall exists because most learners never practice the art of thinking in English. You've practiced reading. You've practiced writing. You've practiced speaking and listening. But your brain is still doing something invisible in the background. It's translating. It's as if every English thought first travels through the filter of your native language. You think something in your language, then translate it into English. And by the time it comes out, the moment's already gone. Here's the secret. Fluency isn't about knowing every word. It's about training your brain to skip translation and think directly in English. When you do that, you stop learning English and start living in it. Part 2. Training your inner voice. So, how do we train the brain to think in English? It starts with your inner voice, that quiet voice that talks to you all day. Every time you think to yourself, I need to cook, or where are my keys? That's your inner voice at work. Now, imagine what would happen if that voice started speaking in English instead of your native language. That's where transformation begins. When you wake up in the morning, say to yourself in English, "Good morning. I need to brush my teeth." When you walk outside, say, "The air feels fresh today." When you're about to eat breakfast, think, "This coffee smells amazing." At first, it'll feel strange and slow, like your brain is walking through mud. But every time you do it, your mind becomes stronger, more flexible, and more comfortable thinking in English. Eventually, it becomes automatic. That's how real fluency begins. Not in a classroom, but inside your head. Part 3. Surround yourself with English. Build your environment. Now, let's talk about your environment. Because your brain becomes what it's surrounded by. If you want to think in English, you need to live in English as much as possible. You don't need to move abroad to do that. You can bring English into your world right where you are. Start by changing the small things. Set your phone to English. Write your to-do lists in English. Watch your favorite shows in English, with subtitles if you need them. Listen to English podcasts while cooking, cleaning, or walking. And here's the key. Don't worry if you don't understand everything. Even if you catch only 50% of what you hear. Your brain is absorbing the rhythm, tone, and melody of the language. Think of it like learning a song. The more you listen, the more natural it becomes. Your goal is not to translate, but to feel English. to make it part of your day, part of your mood, part of your rhythm of. Part 4. The English Way of Thinking. Keep it simple. Here's something most learners never notice. Every language has its own way of organizing thoughts. In some languages, it's normal to speak in long, beautifully complex sentences. In English, clarity is king. Short, direct sentences are the heart of English thought. For example, in your native language, you might think, I feel completely exhausted because I had an extremely busy day full of responsibilities. But an English speaker would naturally think, I'm so tired. It's been a long day, simple, clear, fast. That's how English works. It's quick to express and easy to understand. So, if you want to think in English, simplify your thoughts. Break big ideas into small, easy parts. Imagine you're texting a friend. That's the tone of English thinking. Real, direct, and natural. Part 5. The Fear of Mistakes. Letting go of perfection. Now, let's face one of the biggest barriers, the fear of making mistakes. Many learners hesitate to think in English because they worry about grammar, about using the wrong tense, about sounding incorrect. But thinking is private. No one hears what goes on inside your mind. So this is your safe space, your private gym for English. You can make as many mistakes as you want in your thoughts, because each mistake helps your brain learn. Fluency doesn't mean perfect. It means confident. And confidence grows only when you allow yourself to practice freely, without fear. Part 6. Talk to yourself. Your secret training partner. Here's a fun truth. You already have the best English partner. And it's you. Yes, I'm talking about self-talk. Speaking to yourself in English is one of the most powerful exercises ever. If you're cooking, say, I'm chopping onions. Wow, they're making my eyes water. If you're driving, say, the traffic is terrible today. I hope I'm not late. If you're cleaning your room, say, I'm organizing my desk. It looks better already. It might sound silly, but trust me. This technique connects English to your daily life. It builds a bridge between your thoughts, actions, and language. That's how you stop memorizing and start living English. Part 7. Visualization. Connecting English to meaning. Another powerful method is visualization. When you learn a new word, don't connect it to a translation. Connect it to an image. For example, when you learn apple, imagine a shiny red apple in your hand. When you learn happiness, imagine a person smiling in the sunshine. When you learn rain, imagine drops falling on your window. This direct connection between words and images helps your brain skip translation entirely. You'll begin to think in English faster because the words will have meaning, not translation. Part 8. Immersion. Create an English world around you. Now let's make English your daily habitat. You don't need to live in London or New York. You just need to create an English world around you. Try this. Label your surroundings. Write mirror, door, notebook on sticky notes around your house. Journal in English. 2 sentences a day are enough. Set English goals, like, today, I'll spend 30 minutes thinking only in English. Join English communities online. Comment, ask, share ideas. Talk to your mirror. Describe your day, your mood, or your dreams. Each of these actions rewires your brain to recognize English as your language, not a foreign one. Part 9. The Reward. Living inside the language. Here's the most beautiful part. Once you start thinking in English, everything changes. Conversations become easier. Listening becomes natural. Your responses become faster, smoother, more authentic. You stop translating and start living. You'll find yourself dreaming in English, joking in English, even feeling emotions through English words. That's when you know you've crossed the invisible line. From learner to speaker. From memorizing to being. Part 10. A practical routine for thinking in English. Let's wrap this up with a simple plan you can start using today. Morning moment. When you wake up, describe your actions in English. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm making coffee. Commute practice. While traveling, name things you see. The sky looks blue. That car is moving fast. Listening. Habit. Spend at least 15 minutes daily with English. Podcasts, songs, or audiobooks. Evening self-talk. Summarize your day out loud in English. Night reflection. Before sleeping, think in English about what went well and what you'll do tomorrow. Do this every day, and soon you'll notice something amazing. English will stop being an exercise and start being your default mode. So remember, thinking in English isn't a magical talent. It's a habit, a lifestyle. It's the quiet choice you make every single day to let your brain live in English, one thought at a time. Start small, be patient, and keep going. Because one morning, you'll wake up, start thinking about your day, and realize you didn't translate a single word. That's the moment you'll smile and say, "Wow, I actually think in English now." And that, my friend, is true freedom in learning. I'm Michael, and this is Everyday English Lab, where we make English not just something you study, but something you experience. If you found today's episode helpful, please subscribe, follow, and share this with a friend who's learning English too. You never know whose journey you might inspire today. Thanks for listening. And as always, keep learning, keep practicing, and keep thinking in English.